Anyway, how you doing? How you doing, Reese?
Hey man, I'm doing good, bro. How about you?
Good, good, good. So, in today's topic, since WrestleMania 39 is approaching, especially as this Saturday and Sunday, let's go over the predictions of what we think everybody's gonna like, who's gonna win each match, and what they're gonna do next. So, without further ado, let's get started. First on the list. This list is also brought to you by the Bleacher Report page. Just so you know, we don't want no takedowns or anything. This is where I'm getting it from.
Definitely.
First match: Rey Mysterio versus Dominic. By the way, we're going based off of what the Bleacher Report list is. We're not going on which match is actually first. But Rey Mysterio versus Dominic. Who you got taking it?
Of course, Ray. Ray, of course.
Ray. Yeah. I feel the same. I feel that not only when it comes to this story, it'll be like a really good finishing piece between those two, but also considering that the Judgment Day is in a lot of their matches as well, I just don't see Dominic winning. And also, somewhat of a hater, he's paired with Rhea Ripley. We ain't gonna talk about that one right now. But at the same time, I just feel like we're gonna probably see a different version of Ray. Like we're gonna see Ray come just like full form in this mode that we're like, hey, what's going on? And if Dominic does win, I don't think he's going to get a legitimate win. Like, I don't think he's going to get a legitimate win at all. All right, how about you? You got any comments to make upon that?
I think Ray is definitely going to win because, again, the past few weeks have, Dominic has been talking a lot of stuff, man. He been calling him a deadbeat. He been pushing him around, smacking him. And I think it's time that he gets, dealt with.
Fair. I definitely do too. Because next on the card that we have, the Men's WrestleMania Showcase. All right, Braun Strowman and Ricochet, Street Profits, Alpha Academy, and the Viking Raiders. Personally, the Viking Raiders have not been putting on that much. I don't see them going far. And I feel like the push between Ricochet and Braun Strowman has been heavier. And I feel like at some point, no matter who comes out, which we'll talk about, once we get there, who comes out of the match when it comes to tag team championships, I feel like they're the next candidate to be able to hold the belts. What do you think?
Well, if I had to choose a team to win, I am going with, the Street Profits.
Really? Why is that?
Because, hey, man, yes, they've been being pushed a lot, but also their momentum has been kind of cut some by them doing their own, singles matches.
That's fair. That's fair.
Theory. But I think if they can win this match, this will help them get back on top of the tag team.
That's definitely fair. That's definitely fair.
But I will say though, I do like seeing Braun Strowman and Ricochet though. That's interesting.
I find it funny we've had no comments on Alpha Academy. We just think they just not coming into that fold.
They cool.
I feel you.
They decent.
Next on this list, we have the Women's WrestleMania Showcase. Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez versus Natalya and Shotzi versus Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler, and then a mystery tag team. Now,
it's a mystery tag team?
Yes, unless they confirmed it recently. I didn't catch this past one, so if it's a mystery tag team, I can see it being either returning stars or NXT call-ups. I don't know if there will be any type of legends, considering Lita and who can't remember. Dang, I can't remember the.
Trish Stratus.
There we go.
Trish.
Lita and Trish. I feel like because they're there, you don't want to overpack it with too many legends. But in this matchup, if I'm being honest, it's gonna be Ronda. Yes, because considering how they are, especially their heel action and everything, I see more so with them that they're going to be the next tag team champions before this year ends, probably at SummerSlam.
I can see that.
And that's going to be a whole different type of faction, like I said. And plus, if I don't catch it all the time, but sometimes I do check out Ronda Rousey's Twitch streams and everything. She has talked about how she really wants to be like a next tag team champion, and that's kind of where I see it going. So, what do you think?
I am. All right, so you know those two mystery people, right? I'm thinking. So, as you said, you know, it shouldn't be any more legends, right? What if they get, and I hope they don't, but, you know, I'm just saying, what if they get Nia Jax and Tamina just randomly?
But then, but how would the crowd react to that? Like, think about it.
I feel like they would love, you know, seeing Tamina. You know, but
would you see Nia Jax? Think about how her reaction was at the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, that was not good.
Like, that was like a really, really bad reaction. So, if I was gonna go, and I don't know if she's still injured or not. You know, fans, y'all can correct me if I'm wrong. One person I can see, especially if they're doing like a little call up or something like that, I can see Nikki Lyons being there. Like, of course, that's if they do some type of call up. Again, don't know who the people are. These are predictions. You know, if I had these inside sources, I would be happy. But I don't have the inside sources. So, who's your final choice when it comes to this?
I want to see. I want to see Liv and who's partner? Raquez.
Yeah, Raquel Rodriguez.
Yeah.
I get that.
Yeah.
Let's see what the next matchup is on there.
Wait. I like how you say nothing about Natalia and yeah.
I don't see Natalia going far. I don't see Natalia going that far, and that's just my own personal opinion. I don't see it going that far.
About Shotzi.
Shotzi?
Yeah, her. Like
I'm not a big fan of
her. On the call up, you know.
She still is, but I feel like WrestleMania will get more of her legs in, and especially get more of that exposure for her. Like I said, she's been around. Like, not saying that she hasn't, but it's one of those. It'll really, really push that out there. Oh, they playing Xenoblade. The triple threat match for the Intercontinental Championship: Drew McIntyre versus Gunther versus Sheamus. Now, before we talk about the IC belt, I want to sit here and mention this. I feel that Drew should have dethroned Roman Reigns. Especially considering the settings and everything, I definitely feel like Drew should have dethroned him. Now, would it not be in that? I see if anybody's coming out of this, at least especially when it comes to this match, I of course see it being like a slugfest. I see it more so being the fact that, yes, we already know they original names as a little makeshift tag team when it came to Sheamus and Drew McIntyre being the Banger Bros and everything, which got knocked down because of obvious reasons, but it's hilarious. I see more so though that Gunther's taking it. Why? I see his reign being very, very strong. I don't see this being one of those matches where, you know, it's chosen by interference. Like, I don't see the rest of Imperium coming out and like trying to do what they can to make sure Gunther wins. But I see it more so being a situation. How I see the match ending, personally, is either going to be Sheamus is going to throw a bro kick towards Gunther. He's gonna miss and is gonna hit Drew McIntyre, or vice versa. Drew McIntyre is gonna throw a Claymore to Gunther and is gonna miss, and then it's gonna hit Sheamus, and then Gunther is gonna capitalize on that.
Yeah,
like,
I can see that.
I see it being a lot of close calls, more so in the situation based off of that. And again, I see more so Gunther taking those opportunities, especially being a slugfest. And considering he's fought both of them, and he was one of the longest reigning members in this year's Royal Rumble, like how long he lasted in that, I can definitely see. I believe so. I definitely see it being a real, real long fight. And of course, what is the Honky Tonk Man? I believe they're trying to see if he's going to beat his record for the Intercontinental Championship. And with that, that's what my choice is.
Now, my choice, I know it probably won't happen, but I would like to see Sheamus.
Sheamus?
Yeah, I would like to, you know.
That's your.
I'll see him have one more title reign. You know.
What do you think is gonna be with the IC title?
I would I would rather him have it with that title than have it with a WWE title, because then that's not always going to be guaranteed with all these other stars like Cody Rhodes and the Tribal Chief being the top two people right now.
That's fair.
I don't see him having that championship.
That's fair.
So I would like to see him with that title.
Yeah, I can definitely see Sheamus, especially because Sheamus has had a phenomenal run.
Yes.
I see, and especially when it comes to championship belts, I of course see Sheamus in a bigger picture, like going for either the WWE World Heavyweight or the Universal. But right now, I also do feel like he could definitely bring a lot. Him and Gunther can bring a lot more validity and weight to the IC Championship.
Yeah.
And I see Drew more so being back into that main event picture at some point.
Yeah.
So with that, your prediction is Sheamus, mine is Gunther. I got Gunther retaining. We gonna see. Saturday and Sunday is gonna be epic. Next matchup. Hell in a Cell, Edge versus Finn Balor. Now, considering I am a huge Edge fan,
I am too.
Finn Balor is winning this. I say that because Edge created the Judgment Day. Finn Balor came in and disrupted it to be able to kick him out. The Judgment Day has been thriving, especially with Triple H being at the helm. And with that being said, though, I still feel, though, as if Edge has been kind of getting a lot of W's, and for the Judgment Day, outside of just, all of them having these interferences and things like that, I feel like what will really bring a little more weight to the Judgment Day is if one of the members, specifically Finn Balor, can bring a solo win. No interference, no somebody's coming in, sneaking in, or throwing a chair. I feel like if he can get an actual solo win, that would bring more weight. Plus, they say he's going to bring the Demon character back. And outside of that Roman loss, I don't see Edge coming out for the win for that one. What do you think?
Okay, well, obviously I'm a huge Edge fan. I would love to see Edge win, but I gotta agree with you, on that one. Especially if he's bringing back, Demon Finn Balor. I mean, Edge could, go back into the Brew, or I'm not sure, which version of himself he'll bring. But I gotta give it to Finn. Even though I do want to see Edge win and prevail, and also get him back for that concerto that he did against that Phoenix that one time. I haven't seen it, but I want to see Edge win, but I have to agree with you and say Finn Balor is gonna come on top.
So sad. Because I really want Edge to take it. Because I love
last year.
Right.
Yeah,
I love Edge, but I really want Edge to be able to take it. So we gotta do what we gotta do. We got Finn taking this one. Brock Lesnar versus Almost. Now,
oh man,
Brock is taking this, and I say that
Almost.
Because you got Almost.
Yes,
Really?
yes,
You
yes.
gotta explain why.
Okay,
you have to explain why.
Why? Because of this. All right. Yes. All right. I think it's time for Omos to actually get put over, bro. I mean, look, he's had his fight with Bobby. He didn't win, but it was good. He had his fight with Braun Strowman. He didn't win, but it was still good. I think if he can just find that one person that he can, click with, then he could be, I'm not saying he'll be, high card, but maybe a mid card.
He can be a mid card.
But again, he has to find, the right person. But, Brock Lesnar is still a problem, man. He's a problem. He's the beast incarnate. He's
But listen to this, and this is I get what you're saying. I definitely get what you're saying. But also on that same sentiment, look at the track record when it came to Brock. Brock lost against Bobby in a DQ match, Brock lost against Roman. Every time Brock has came back and faced Roman, he's lost.
Yeah.
He has basically, in a sense, kind of been on a losing streak. I don't, even though he's not a full-timer or anything like that anymore, I just don't see Brock constantly taking losses.
Okay.
I feel like, if anything, Brock is going to get this win, but I also feel like they're going to have a match, which people did not want this match to happen.
I know they didn't.
But it's like, I feel like he's going to put up a match that's going to really be like, hey, we give almost some validity with that. Because, yeah, I do see him being a mid-card, especially if they bring back the Hurt Business. I can definitely see him being like a big enforcer in that. But a win over Brock at WrestleMania, considering Brock has been losing a lot every time he's been on a pay-per-view, I'm not saying he needs to hold no belt. I definitely not saying that at all. But I'm saying he's been losing so much, and I think Brock is taking this one. But we'll find out. We'll definitely find out. Next matchup: Trish Stratus, Lita, and Becky Lynch versus Damage Control. Now, I don't know if this is for the belt. I believe it is.
Thought it was. I mean, I thought it was, but I could be wrong.
If it isn't, then
It's just,
I can see Damage Control possibly winning. If it is, actually no, reverse that. If it's for the belt, I see Damage Control winning.
Yeah.
If it's not for the belt, it's gonna be Becky, Trish, and Lita. And I say that because I don't see if it was for the belt, then that just means Dakota Kai and Io Sky taking the belts back, and they're gonna push it into, since we talked about this at the beginning, it's gonna end up being Ronda Rousey versus Shayna Baszler, or Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler versus Damage Control, and they're gonna be the next tag team champions. I feel like they'll probably end up becoming tag team champions SummerSlam. That gives you some months into that. If not, I can definitely see it being at the end, like before the end of the year, them becoming champions. But nevertheless, no, this is definitely Becky Lynch's, Trish's, and
I totally agree with you.
And plus, it'll put them on like a main stage again.
Yeah, it would.
Like, it'll definitely be a situation where it's like, cool, we got the legends back, they got a WrestleMania win. It'll be a real good, feel-good moment. Yeah. So that's what I see. So, all right. By the way, we just added Elijah. He's another good friend. He's a part of the episode too. So what do you think about this?
So, okay, first, what about this match or about the...
Oh, you can... If you want to talk about this match, you want to talk about any of the other matches that we've talked about so far,
okay,
then go ahead. The floor is yours until we continue on the next one.
Okay. So here, first thing I'll say is Ray's about to beat his son in a match. Okay, you feel me? Just by this much. I feel like Dominic progressed enough.
By the way, we're doing what we can to keep it family friendly. So,
okay.
Yeah.
That's why I'm saying.
Yeah. You know,
he's gonna be his.
You know, if one slip is all right, but don't just be man.
Sir Brock's Lesnar. He's taking a W. There is no way he loses to Omos.
I don't see him losing to Omos.
It's not happening. Okay. It's not happening. It's going to be. I hate to say this. It's going to be just like WrestleMania 30. Omos might get a little bit off it. Brock will be like F5. One more, hold up. F5's over.
It's still going?
Yeah, it's still going. I can definitely make sure.
Okay.
Edge versus Finn Balor?
Yeah, it's still going.
Simple. Answer is Finn Balor. There's no way.
Okay. I say Finn Balor because Edge right now has no more to gain when it comes. To me, he has no more to gain when it comes to the Judgment Day.
And also, to be fair, I would love to see kind of a torch passing moment from Edge to Finn Balor. That's just me though.
And Edge told him to bring out the demon. And outside of the what's it called? Outside of the Roman Reigns loss, I don't see the demon losing twice.
Yes. Now, this match right here, okay? Damage Control versus Becky, Trish, and Lita. Let me tell you right now. The answer is going to be Damage Control.
Hold up.
No.
Hold up. Grab a chair.
Hold up.
Wait, grab a chair.
Hold up. Let me explain. Let me explain, right?
Okay.
They have Trish versus Becky earmarked for SummerSlam. How do you do that? Heel turn. Heel turn. They want a heel Trish. Have Trish cost them the match.
Why do you think that's gonna happen? Why would she help them win the titles to cost them the match?
Because
he said because
the biggest match they could do right now in the women's division is Trish versus Becky Lynch.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
The biggest matchup they can do in the women's division. No, first of all, it's Rhea versus Charlotte. That's the biggest matchup in the women's division right now.
I said in the future, not in the future.
No, it's
God,
not.
yes, it is.
So does the Raw Women's Champion not mean anything?
That's what I'm saying. we haven't even gotten to that one yet. We haven't even gotten to that.
But does that match need?
Serious.
But does that match need the title though?
Yeah.
What? No, it does not.
Bianca's been the champion
No.
for what, 2 years now?
Trish versus
No, just 1 year.
Trish versus
1
Becky
year.
But
Lynch.
she won last year.
Trish
Yeah.
Trish
That was
Stratus.
like 2 years ago. The
No.
Royal Rumble she won?
No,
And then
she won. Yeah, she won at WrestleMania last year. Because last year was also
That was only a year ago?
Yeah, last year
Yeah,
last year was also the WrestleMania when Stone Cold came back.
So are you? So,
Right.
So yeah.
So are you saying Trish versus Becky Lynch needs the title?
Wait, what?
Are you saying Trish?
I'm saying Trish versus Becky Lynch isn't gonna happen.
It's gonna happen.
Why?
It's gonna happen.
Why?
Because they wanted it to happen. They both wanted it to happen.
I'm just.
What? You mean them? Like actually, they want to fight each other?
Yes, eventually.
Who cares what they want? It's not gonna happen. That wouldn't make sense.
It would.
Wait, so why do you think Damage Control is gonna win?
Because they're gonna get cost the match.
No, I don't believe that. I don't believe. And look. There's a reason why I don't believe it, but I'm gonna wait till we get to the next matchup. And
right.
speaking of
Next
which,
matchup.
let's see what the next matchup is. The next matchup, exactly what I said. Bianca versus Asuka.
Bianca's gonna win.
Exactly. Bianca's winning that
Bianca's
one.
gonna win.
And this is the reason. This is the reason why. And this is personally why I say this. I see, of course, Becky Lynch getting the championship again because, of course, they want to put the belt back on her. But also, they wouldn't have made a giant spectacle about Bayley returning, especially with Damage Control, just for her to never get the belt. I feel personally, outside of, giving Asuka her character back, which was phenomenal, it was a great move, I feel like Bianca's going to retain. But at SummerSlam, I feel like Bayley's taking the belt from her. And then WrestleMania, next WrestleMania is going to be the next.
Her walk into SummerSlam with a win, though.
Who?
Bayley.
Why does she need
Right,
one?
she doesn't necessarily
Yeah,
need
right.
the
She
win.
really won.
It's a better feel good story for to have the legends get a WrestleMania
Look,
win.
The next match, the Damage Control versus Becky, Lita, and Trish. That's going to be the end of Becky versus Bayley. I'm telling you, at WrestleMania she's going to pin Bayley. It's over. Then it's just going to be over. She already won a steel cage match. At this point, it's redundant at this point. She already beat her. So why would she lose? They just took the titles off of Io Sky, Dakota Kai. Why lose now? What's the point? Just solidify it. That's it. Just solidify it.
By the way, everybody forgot to mention, this is also Elijah, my homie Dakota. Definitely, they joined halfway through the episode, but hey, we're going to keep it going, because Reese, you got anything to say about this matchup?
I believe that Bianca is gonna retain still.
You got to retain it? Why do you say that?
Well, because I do want to see Asuka win, but not yet though. But I feel like if she does retain, it'll be probably more story. It'll be more story.
You look like you
mad,
don't believe in nothing that we seen.
No, it's bro.
Okay, I'll take that.
I
can see this
it'll
match.
be good if she won. Yes, yes. All right. If Asuka won, that'd be great.
No,
but not yet though. Not yet.
No,
not yet.
She don't need to win. Asuka already has so many achievements under her belt. Why
That's
does she?
true.
If Asuka's gonna
She
get a
already
belt,
won the title before.
if
That's
Asuka
true.
getting the belt, Asuka getting the
The Raw
SmackDown
Women's
Championship.
Yeah.
Think about this
She
way.
did not.
I say
Raw
this.
Women's Champion
She
before?
won Money in the Bank, and
And
Becky
then
Lynch
went
got.
on to win the Raw
No, she
Women's
did
Champion.
not.
Technically, she got handled it, bro.
If we also being honest
She
though,
was a Raw Women's Champion
All right,
before.
yeah,
she
she
was a
was.
SmackDown Women's Champion.
I feel like if
before.
anything,
Why does she need
she's
to
gonna
win?
get the SmackDown Women's Championship back at some point. I don't feel like she's getting Raws. Because again, I see it either being Becky or Bailey or both at some point.
Asuka probably has some of the most impressive achievements for the women's division. She won Money in the Bank. She won
The Rumble.
the Rumble. She's won the Rumble. She's won a championship on Raw and SmackDown. She don't need no more. What's she gonna be here for?
And wait, wasn't she tag team champions at some point too?
Yes.
Yeah, so she's decorated. She's decorated.
Okay.
She's decorated.
Okay.
Asuka's already
Okay,
notable
let
enough.
me say. I can see this match first. I can see the match going either way.
No, I don't.
I got Bianca.
Asuka has too many achievements. She don't need it. She's already Hall of Fame status. Let's keep it a buck. She already Hall of Fame status. Already. You can induct her into the Hall of Fame this year and wasn't nobody bat an eye at that.
Not wrong, but they gotta say succeed.
Exactly. You can't say, I'll say this though, you can't say the same thing for Bianca. You can't say the same thing for her.
All right.
She
let's
won the
see.
Rumble. She
Next-
won the Rumble. She's the champion. Don't get me wrong, but she doesn't have as many impressive achievements as Asuka.
Fair. But I also can see them giving Bianca Belair the John Cena treatment.
Oh, you going? Oh, basically
saying
saying
that
pushing Bianca like the way they
push
push
like they
John
did.
Cena.
Okay.
Because think about what they did.
Unbeatable Bianca.
Think about what they did during the Bianca and Damage Control feud. Bianca had backup, but that backup was not effective at all.
Who does she have against her?
Asuka and Alexa Bliss.
Yeah.
I mean,
I remember that. Okay. I remember that.
Okay.
I mean, like, this is the thing with Damage Control. So,
You
like,
get so confused.
I'm like they ready to get it popping.
do we understand that Damage Control, the only one that really matters is Bailey?
Yes.
So, like, she's the only one that really matters.
But they also push all three of them as important though for the women.
Well, two of them just lost their titles.
Scoot over some.
Two of them just lost their titles. So are they really important anymore? Were they really important when they had the titles? They weren't. No, they weren't. No, they weren't.
Yes, they were.
No, they weren't.
Yes, they were.
Because they were still background characters, even though Bailey didn't even have a championship, but they were still background characters. How are you background characters? How are you background characters when you have a championship? They don't matter.
That's why, Mom. They forced them too quick.
You said what?
They forced the titles on them too quick, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. They didn't take the time to build up. Like, well, I ain't gonna say that because they were okay. They were okay. I'll give you that. They were okay. Like, I'm not saying like they're nobodies, right? But I'm saying they're not Bailey. They're not Becky. They're not no.
Sasha, nothing like that.
They're not Sasha. Sasha and Naomi were probably some of the best tag team champions, and they were not them.
Io Sky can be a better. They both can be better tag team people, in my opinion. But who can go?
Io Sky's a really great wrestler.
Who can you go against with that terrible roster for women's division? Not terrible roster, but terrible tag division. Let me get that correct.
Yeah.
They're literally just putting and throwing tag teams together at this point.
They always did that.
But it's like,
I was like, how old? 8? They were doing that? Like,
at this point, it's even people that don't mix at all, though. Like, they literally just put Chelsea Green, Piper Niven.
Chelsea.
They did.
No, they still all tag team. That was just for an episode.
But still, that's terrible. What? Give
Because
me
Carmella didn't show up.
That doesn't give me, like, no, what?
People that don't matter.
Carmella and Chelsea
don't
Green
matter.
have been a good tag team, in my opinion.
Carmella and who?
And Chelsea Green.
Oh,
That
yeah.
could have been a good tag team.
Yeah.
They just ruined it so quick.
You know who eventually I think they're gonna build back? They're gonna build Liv back up.
Definitely.
Liv,
They're
okay.
trying right
I
now.
feel like
I like that.
I will say though, I ain't gonna lie. I think with the exception of her last match, the match before, like her last match, she's lost like 5 times in a row to submission. That's pissing me off. That's gotta stop. She pissed
Who
me
did she
off.
lose to last time?
She lost to, I want to say she lost to Rhea.
No, Oscar. It was Oscar in the chamber.
Asuka.
Oh yeah, it was.
No, I think her and Rhea fought after that. Like a couple
I
weeks
was
ago.
whenever they submission the
And I remember she got submitted. Because it was like or was it Charlotte? Was it Charlotte?
It's probably Charlotte.
It was
Probably
one of the two.
Charlotte.
I want to say Rhea do a submission. That was like just alright, in my opinion.
All right.
All right,
That was a hell of a. Let's see the next bout. Undisputed Tag Team Championship. Listen. Hold on. Let me say this. Let me cook. If I'm being honest with you, KO and Sami Zayn ain't gonna take it, and this is the reason why. As much as, of course, I've loved the Bloodline, love the Bloodline story and everything. Personally, considering how everything needs to be done, and especially where I see the actual undisputed championship between Roman and Cody going, which we'll talk about once it gets there, I feel that they need this win more than the Bloodline do. I feel like they're going to win not only to give Sammy a belt, because it was an interesting thing. I was gonna ask you guys, did y'all think that Sammy should have actually beat Roman?
It would have been a weird storyline.
No, he shouldn't be.
So like I think I say no because I don't think Sammy versus Cody is.
Sammy versus
I don't think that hype is the same.
I get it.
The money they will get off that, not gonna get return off that match at all.
Now, granted, like Roman versus Sammy.
What's a good match?
Now, I think Roman versus Sammy is probably gonna be a better match than Roman versus Cody.
That's fair.
Like,
that's fair.
Granted, it ain't happened yet, so we don't really know.
What's
but
the
like,
reason for that?
Because of the whole Bloodline story.
because,
It was
like,
built
Cody's
up more.
always been there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like
in the shadow,
Cody's
yeah.
kind of he just
Cody's
came.
not
He
gonna
won the
beat
Rumble.
Cody.
He just inserted himself, right?
Cody
He just
Jones.
inserted himself into their situation.
Ever since he came
Like,
back, we all knew. Oh, he got injured now. He's still in the Rumble. He shouldn't do this. It was predictable for Cody the whole time.
No, yeah, when he came out, because he came out, he was the last.
Yeah,
person
he was
to
the
come
last
out.
person to come
Oh,
out.
So like when he came, when
Yeah,
he came out,
I want him to come out like halfway
Hold on,
through.
When he came out, I knew he was
Hold on,
gonna
wait.
win.
Can't you that? I saw that live, by the way.
And you know, nobody
was
care
in
about
the
that.
building.
But anyway, outside of that though, I feel like, and again, I'm gonna explain this more when we get to the Roman versus Cody match. But I feel like having Kevin Owens and Sami win would have some backstage conversation where Paul Heyman either talks with Triple H or talks with Creative or something like that to say, I don't know, your mental Roman is going up and down considering that they lost. And instead of you going against Cody for both belts, you're only going to defend one belt, which will put you can have Cody still win, but at that point you still have Roman keep the Universal title.
See, but
okay.
so the only reason.
Till we get to it. Let's pause that till we get to it. Being real.
Okay, let's talk about this.
All right.
Let's talk about this. So
KO and Sammy.
I do think KO and Sammy gonna win. I will say this though. This match, if this matchup didn't happen, like if we knew that they weren't gonna get a match, I would actually bet on Roman retaining. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, I do see Kevin and Sammy. They got to. Like at this point, they just got to.
Into just one title game.
I wouldn't say keep it. I say
contract negotiations.
when it comes to brand splits, I don't say
they
that.
got split titles.
Unless they do a whole new brand split again, but right now they don't got
That contract negotiation is coming up. They're gonna split them titles at some point.
That is true.
Yeah, I think they will too.
We all saw
Who you got, Reese?
I got Kevin and Sammy. I mean, yes, they've been going back and forth for a long time.
Fantastic.
So I mean, I feel
Oh yeah,
like,
this is gonna be a
yeah.
phenomenal.
Yeah, it is.
Some people think that Jay gonna betray Jimmy.
No.
That's another.
think that?
And again,
No, I don't think
ooh.
Jay's gonna betray
No.
Jimmy. I think Jay's just gonna walk
I
out.
think Jay gonna
And again,
Jay's gonna walk out.
I'm going to talk about that once we get. Look, I'm going to talk about that
Yes, he
once we
is.
get to that main event.
I think
That's
he's gonna
definitely
betray
what I'm
him,
going to talk
or they
about.
gonna just lose.
Nah, Jay is walking out.
Why?
Jay's walking out.
Again, why? During this match?
Yes, during
Why?
this match.
Why?
What's the reason?
Because he can't fit. He can't really fight Sammy.
Why? Wait, why can't he?
They had a fight on Friday night, didn't
He
they?
came back to the bloodline
Yeah.
for his family.
Yeah.
But he still sees Sami Zayn as family.
No, he don't.
Then he just super kicked.
Right,
That's how this man-
he
what are
just
you
super
talking
kicked him
about?
right at the end. He super kicked him right outside the ring.
Brandon, he super kicked
He
him.
beat us. What do you mean?
No.
I seen
You feel to his behind, my dude.
I know, I'm not a few episodes, bro.
No, yeah, he super kicked him like right. He hugged him then, super kicked him right then and there,
Once
and then
he kicked
KO.
him, it was over.
It was
You
done.
in front of the camera. I was like, yeah, he super kicked him like immediately. That's just.
I'm just saying.
Look, I got so many things to talk about, especially when we get to the main event. Let's see what the next one.
Y'all think this match should be even might win over the Charlotte?
You said what?
No, because there's arguments right now saying this should main event over Charlotte versus Rhea.
No.
No, I don't
What's the
think
reason for it? No, I say yes.
Oh, wait, this match happened the first night, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I say yes.
I say no.
I still say no because the Royal Rumble stuff. But in my opinion, yes, because their chemistry in this match will be 10 times better. This match not the first match.
No, I still give it to Rhea.
Yeah.
I disagree.
Charlotte.
You got there's two people. Let's keep it a buck. This match only has great chemistry because of Jay and Sammy.
Fair.
Kevin and Jimmy don't matter.
Fair.
They don't. Well, I'm not gonna say they don't matter. They don't matter as much as those two. They don't.
And
nearly
also,
as much.
also to be fair,
storyline's making the main event though.
but also to be fair, they did kind of sub the women's rumble win at Mania last year for Stone Cold. Let's just be honest here.
Yeah.
Let's just be honest here.
And the thing with Rhea and Charlotte, they got so much history.
They
Like
do.
that's what's kind of crazy about.
Oscar versus Charlotte Monpian, that went 10 times better.
I
Yeah.
disagree.
I said
know
no.
about that.
No,
I
undefeated
disagree.
streak.
I still call that. That's
I like Charlotte and Rhea.
nah. If they wanted Rhea to win the Raw Women's title again, it would have happened by now. It would have easily happened by now. Like, but
Yeah.
they got Rhea off of Raw solely so that she wouldn't fight Bianca Belair.
So is Rhea finna leave Raw then? She gonna stay?
Yeah, I felt yeah. Once
title
hey, look,
judgments
wait
she's big
until we
enough
get to
to
that match.
come
Wait till we get to that match. But let's see what we got next. Funny enough, we got it.
Hold on, wait. We already know your pick.
Okay, first off, yes, we know my pick. We know my pick because I love Rhea Ripley. Like, no,
Rhea is definitely-
but listen.
Does
to this.
anybody disagree?
Yeah, does anybody right? So continue what you had said. Rhea is that, especially after I feel like she's gonna get this WrestleMania win, like her being built up in the Judgment Day and being put in that. Yes, they've gotten better considering where they ended up after that. Now, yes, we already did the Finn Balor match. Now, what I say is this.
Finn versus Edge.
Yeah,
I'll keep it. I think that's gonna be the least interesting match of the night.
Finn is gonna win it, but nevertheless, this is what I
That's gonna be
see.
the least interesting.
So,
bro,
hold on.
that feud has gone on for way too
The
long,
tag
bro.
team
Just
match
end
won't be
it.
the
Just
fatal four
dead
with the females.
No, yeah, Finn's
has
taking
gone
that
on.
The Raw
one.
tag team.
No, the females won. The 2v2v2.
Show.
No, yeah, we already did that one too.
Oh,
Yeah,
the
we
two-
did
two-
most
two-
of them.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But no, but listen to this. So look, I got not only do I got Rhea winning, but they already basically said after WrestleMania, not directly after WrestleMania, but after WrestleMania, the draft is gonna come up. Rhea's going to SmackDown, but considering what we ended up talking about earlier, I got Asuka going to SmackDown too, because I got Asuka going against Rhea, and at some point, if Asuka's gonna get a belt, she's gonna get the SmackDown Women's Championship.
And since Roman,
Because who?
and
You said.
since Roman is technically leaving after Mania, regardless of what happens. Yes.
No, Roman's
said
taking
Roman-
more.
He wants to take a break.
Yeah,
Roman
Roman
is-
taking a break.
Because great, he been carrying.
He been carrying.
Roman is taking a plane straight to his house in Florida.
carrying.
He don't care at all. He does not care. But
They moving the title Judgment Day over to SmackDown. I'm not gonna hold you.
they gonna strip him again. If you gonna have that little storyline, it could happen. I'm gonna say that for his match. I'm gonna say that for his match.
But personally, and this is just me being me, you can hate me all you want. A lot of those championships Charlotte don't need. Like Charlotte has been kind of just winning, then losing, then winning right again, and then losing again.
It's
It's
just
like,
she did just have her own
she almost
episode
has,
on Legends.
as many titles as like John Cena.
yeah, and John Cena is
She has not
He
been
has
there
16,
near-
yeah.
and John
She
John Cena is tied for
She
Ric
only-
Flair.
She only got enough all the titles because she's Ric Flair's
that's
daughter.
cute. Dominic is Ray's son, so who cares?
Right.
Yes.
Yes.
Right.
Titles that Ray had being for a WWE title.
Like I said,
Ray had one WWE title. He had one show.
Two.
I thought he had two.
no, yeah, he had world heavyweight. He had a world heavyweight champion.
I said WWE.
Yeah, two.
Yeah, so he's had two world championships. But he's had intercontinental champion. He had tag team, and he also had cruiserweight.
Look, Ray is decorated, right?
He's a decorated legend.
Yeah. So yeah, all right.
But that's how I see it. So I take it we all agree that Rhea's taking this match?
Yes.
All right. Seth versus Logan.
Okay.
Seth, I got Seth. I got Seth.
Okay, the correct answer is Seth.
Right, the correct
Seth.
answer is
Seth
Seth.
been taking too many L's.
But because of Logan's creative ingenuity, he might try to lean it toward his favor. Now
Look, I'm gonna say this right now. This is gonna be really an underrated match. Like I say this right now.
lies. This is gonna be
Really?
the most annoyingly good match on the entire card.
No, I feel no,
Everyone knows it. This is gonna be the most annoyingly good. Yes.
Listen to this though.
Seth is good. Logan is surprisingly good.
But also, I say Seth is gonna win because Seth has been kind of taking some really random
taking a lot of
losses.
L's, yeah.
Hey,
Well,
like I don't
pay-per-view
need.
shit, yeah,
Right,
he
I don't
taking
need.
L's.
Right, Seth does not need another loss, and that's just me.
don't.
Seth
He
does
don't
not
need
need.
no loss at
Right,
WrestleMania.
and
Not
not
to
to Logan
Like,
Paul.
out of
all
people,
people?
bro, Logan, he didn't punch this man twice.
Logan
He
Paul.
just knocked him out. Just give him the dub.
You know you ain't wrong.
If
You
he-
not wrong.
I
Hold
ain't gonna
on.
lie, bro. It just wouldn't be smart.
Hold on, wait.
Like, he gonna not matter if he lose this match.
Oh
I'm
wait.
be real with you.
Oh, I got one more thing. One of my friends take pictures of what if Seth Rollins came out in the alien torch story hat
No.
at
no.
Mania?
The what?
The alien from Toy Story hat.
No,
Don't do that. Don't do that.
no.
Bro,
No, sir.
Negative
I would-
stuff they finna get for that match is crazy.
No, like I said, it's definitely, to me, it's definitely going to be
This is-
sad. This is Seth's win.
This
And
is
the thing
match of
is,
the weekend right here.
and
This
the thing
match
is,
of the weekend.
Logan, just like if you want to look at it like in a way of like Brock Lesnar and all that, Logan's not there enough for me to just sit there and straight up say, yeah, he deserves his way. What he's gonna do? He's gonna win and then he's gonna come back for SummerSlam. Also on top of that, because I see the match hasn't came up yet, which means it's next. There's also rumors that at SummerSlam it's supposed to be Logan Paul versus John Cena. So you're gonna sit there and you're gonna give Logan Paul a Seth win?
And John Cena win.
Wait, did
Like-
y'all talk about Austin Theory and John
No,
Cena?
it's
yet.
next.
Okay.
I said based on the list, it's next. So yeah, it's definitely Seth. Like it's definitely Seth.
So Seth.
And since you brought it up,
Correct.
John
Okay,
Cena
okay,
versus Austin
okay,
Theory. The
okay.
only right answer for this is Austin Theory, and that's unfortunate because I say this as somebody that, of course, grew up when John Cena got into wrestling and everything. The biggest thing about it is if John Cena wins, being a part-timer he is and whatnot, yes, you would give him the win because at that point he would surpass Ric Flair's how many titles he's at. He'd be 17-time
that was even the war title, though. That was even the war title.
Fair, but I mean he'd still be a 17-time
He's already
champion.
17 champion.
But I mean at that point, look at that. But still, he's gonna basically if you give John Cena the win, it's basically gonna be a situation where you look at it the same as you would look at Roman winning or something like that. Like, yeah, you got the belt, but you're not really there to always really defend it. Especially with John Cena's Hollywood schedule.
If Randy Triple spent time rebuilding the U.S. title, I mean, I can see Theory winning. My heart hurts want John to win, so he
This
can have
is-
one more run.
It makes sense for him to win,
This
though.
is going to be a come-up story for Austin.
That's what I
Yeah,
said.
yeah,
Yeah, a John Cena win.
Most definitely.
Yeah, that's definitely a
But
come
okay,
up story.
okay.
But
But the
my
big
question
question,
is
but big question, how clean would it be?
How
I
long
feel
do you
like
think
it
it's
has
gonna
to be
take?
clean. I feel like it has to be clean because the
What you
thing
mean
is,
clean?
as in,
But would you
I
not
don't,
want
I
to set
don't,
up a rematch
I don't
later on,
see, I don't see.
don't think so.
Like, look,
No, I don't see
especially with it being like a passing of the torch per se, because they've been talking about this match since I think last SummerSlam, but John Cena wasn't able to actually show up as or show up and do that.
I would actually say since Vince said Theory was the next guy.
Yes, and they've been talking about this match for a while.
Mm-hmm.
So my biggest thing is this: why would you not give Austin Theory a clean win? Because at that point, it would make him more valid. At that point,
Plus, he has been having clean wins of late with the Street Profits. He's been beating them fair and square.
right?
Fair enough.
Right? Give.
I mean, granted, we only care about Montez, but like, I'll keep it a buck, bro.
I love Montez, but
I like
no.
dogs.
What's his
I
name?
like dogs.
When y'all did not care about Austin Theory versus D'Angelo Hawk, let's keep it a buck. Y'all did not care about that. I didn't care about that. Nobody cared about that.
I love
I
dogs.
went to the bathroom when that match came.
I love Angela. What do you mean?
I mean, he cool now, but like I don't see him being
cool peoples, bro.
like
I'm
a singles
not
competitor. I
caring
don't see
about
him, like outshining, Montez. I don't see him, doing that.
Like
But
Montez,
he's cool.
he's definitely head honcho there. Like he beat D'Angelo. Okay, what has D'Angelo done?
Be a consistent wrestler.
All
Who
right.
does love consistency, dog?
I don't. I don't get no damn if he's consistent wrestler. I care about these notorieties he got. You ain't what he got. You ain't got nothing. I don't know. But yeah, I got Austin Theory.
Yep. And last but not
Wait.
least,
Oh, wait.
where you wanted to make a comment?
Yeah, all right. Since John Cena hasn't been in the ring since when? Since he faced off against who? Roman, right?
No, last time he was
Roman.
in the ring, it was
it was
him and KO versus Roman
okay.
and Sammy.
Okay. How long do you think that this match is going to be? I have
Solid
it in like
15.
Oh yeah,
10 minutes.
like
Solid 15.
I say
15?
I say
it lasting longer though. John.
I believe
it's solid
the thing is I believe this match is supposed to open up
yeah,
WrestleMania
it is,
Night
of course.
1. So it's definitely
alright,
gonna
then.
be
I forgot.
one of
yeah.
those.
Okay.
A solid 15.
Okay.
Solid 15.
All right.
Last but not least, the undisputed championship match, Cody versus Roman. I have, and look, let me explain why I have Cody winning. And also let me explain more, especially since we're going to talk about it. The reason why I said that Kevin Owens and Sammy needs to win. Now, hear me out. if you have it in a situation where Paul Heyman goes into the back and tries to talk his way into, hey, Triple H or hey, Creative, let's make this match only for one belt. If you give once you give Cody that win, one, you keep Roman with the Undisputed Championship. But storyline wise, he already is, looking over his shoulder, what's going on with the bloodlines being fractured. So then you lose Paul Heyman because he can't trust him. Like, you didn't believe I could actually beat him. Secondly, like you had said, Jay might sit there and at some point go against him. Like, because they already been somewhat building that up, especially after that Sammy fight. Like, you see him push him around, which means you have Roman still having a championship and Jay going after that championship. And anybody else at that point won, and you also solve the whole splitting up the belts. So that way, Cody keeps a belt, Roman keeps a belt. Roman can still be a part-time at the same point. Whenever he comes back, there's a championship he has that people are really trying to go for. Now, that's how I feel about it. Anybody else got any comments?
So, the only way I could see like Roman retaining. So I think it depends. Whoever wins that Bloodline versus a KO match, that's gonna dictate who wins this match. I'm gonna keep it a buck. Like that in my mind. So I'm thinking like, okay, so if the Bloodline retains all their titles, like if the Usos beat Kevin and Sami somehow, I don't think they will. But if say somehow win it, I could definitely see Roman winning, and I could see him retaining. Because a lot of people thinking that they're gonna fight at Backlash, and then that's when Cody will get the titles. A lot of people think that. So,
I mean, it wouldn't be a bad plan because they'll still probably push Roman over that 1,000 days mark they really trying to get him to.
Yeah, the only reason I see Roman winning is for the 1,000 days. Yeah, but like if they don't really care about that, then yeah, I think Cody gonna win.
My question is this: where's Solo gonna be at?
Solo gonna be by.
Is it because obviously Solo, Roman has been, keeping Solo very close to him as of late, past weeks.
Also, he been.
And he did
another
this
man that don't matter.
You think he matters?
Solo don't matter.
Wait, but bro, wait.
Don't matter.
But, all right.
What did Cody tell him? You're not ready. He's not ready. He's correct.
You're not wrong.
He's not ready. He don't matter.
Me personally, I see them.
Imagine being the only one.
I see them treating Solo like they did with Kishi.
Imagine being the only one in your crew without a title. That's crazy.
He had a title for a little
bit. Does he have one now?
No. I was gonna say they did Solo 30 with that. Not gonna hold you. They did him 30 with that. I'm looking at you, Michael Higginbottom. He did. Because someone said, who is he? That is Michael Higginbottom. That ain't Sean. That is Michael Higginbottom. Okay. Mike did my boy Solo dirty.
I mean, I feel like Solo might get possibly involved in here. How? I'm not sure. Because Cody did beat him, and I think he was technically undefeated, right?
Who?
Solo.
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah.
So Cody beat him. Yeah. So there's some issues there. Plus.
Wait, why is that an issue?
Well, obviously.
Solo might come back for revenge.
Yeah.
Or he might do something like real.
You think that's gonna happen at WrestleMania?
No. I'm not saying that.
I don't know. It could. I don't know.
I don't think that's happening at WrestleMania. WrestleMania is like this is the one time a year these matches.
So you're saying it's gonna be a fair match, fair and square, fair and square. Yes. Roman, fair and square.
Okay.
The one time a year, yes.
Okay.
This is the one.
Okay.
Like, I'm not saying no fuck shit can never happen here, but it's likely to not happen here.
Okay, I could see Solo trying to come out and interfere, and Roman spear him instantly.
Spear who?
Solo. Because think about it. When Cody told Solo he wasn't ready, and Solo stood trying to get smoke, like, what did Roman do? Said, nah, don't do it. So I could see Roman take some exec control and be like, nah, Solo, you're not doing this. Not today.
Give him that freaking J treatment.
If Solo, and now I'm just saying this, and again, I definitely, like you just said, Dakota, I definitely see this being more so a fair match, like a full one-on-one, no interference. But let's say that Solo does interfere. One, I'm still sitting there choosing Cody to win. Yeah, but I can see it. I can see it being a situation like how it was with the Roman versus Sammy fight. Like Solo sitting back and him trying to either attack Cody and it being a dodge under accidentally hitting Roman type situation, or since you brought it up earlier and whatnot, I can see it being a situation where Jay is around. If Solo interferes and attacks Cody and is going to become successful, and they're really trying to fracture and break up the bloodline, I can see Jay being there to kind of like stop something. And it being like, what you doing, what's going on, which could also be that distraction point to put Cody over.
Yeah.
So,
Now, if they split the titles at Mania, right?
mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna hold you. The person I kind of would want to beat Roman Reigns would be Jay.
Yeah, like I see
Only
that.
to finish the story.
And the thing is, I say, and there's another reason. And this is the final point before we end this episode. I also see Roman losing, especially at that point, because once he loses the title, The Rock already confirmed that he will be in wrestling shape and whatnot by next WrestleMania. You don't need Roman to go into a WrestleMania fight with him while holding championships.
But would that match necessarily need the title though?
It doesn't. He doesn't. That's what I say. You don't need him to have a championship for him to like do that. Dakota, you over there like you pondering something. You like you pondering something. Vision. You cooking for that.
He's cooking over here. He's cooking. Hold on. He's cooking. Let him cook.
I mean, that's true. No, yes, I think you do need the titles. Because why is it gonna matter then?
For Rock and
Because
Rock and Roman? Why
because
is it
no
gonna
because
matter?
because listen to
No,
this.
yeah.
It could be a whole situation where, especially you seeing that power getting to Roman's head, The Rock could be like, look, you're a big dog in the here, but you ain't me.
Yeah.
So let me show
I'm
you
the head of the table.
why you not me.
I mean, it'll be a good match.
And especially in Young Rock, I believe they said there was young Roman saying one day I'm gonna go against. It's like
they were kind of
the
predicting that,
pieces
yeah.
are already there. You don't need Roman to have a
don't
belt
think they don't-
to
yeah.
sit there and
They
actually.
don't need title.
Yeah,
Did
okay. I see
no,
that.
title.
yeah?
Okay.
Because did Icon versus Icon need a title? No. Did Once and Lifetime need a title? No. What makes this gonna be any different?
That's fair.
Oh, yeah.
That's fair. Nevertheless, can't wait to see everybody at WrestleMania. Let's see who got these picks, who got this dub.
But I would like to say, as the record shows, The Rock is still better than John Cena and Hogan.
And here we go.
Oh,
You're gone.